Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Not you off my black business.
Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Not You All in My Black Business. And y'all, I cannot believe it. We're on the ninth episode. The ninth episode. Um, it's really coming along. I really am loving that. But y'all, this episode today is about giving your friend your flowers, and that's my bitch. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all don't know what that's my bitch is. That's my bitch. And there's so many different definitions to that's my bitch. And as y'all know, NATO, that's my bitch. And the
And
reason,
likewise.
yeah, yeah. And
And
I think
also Rapunzel's our bitch too, but
Rapunzel is our bitch too.
she couldn't make it today.
She
But
couldn't
just
make it today. She couldn't make it. You
but
know
if y'all
what?
can't if y'all forgot, she's still
We
our
didn't
bitch.
even
So
jump into that, y'all. Rapunzel couldn't make it today, but that's our bitch too.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, but she'll be here. She'll be in the next episode. She'll be in the next episode.
Exactly.
And if not that one, then one after that one. Boom, because we have we're doing a little special today for y'all. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I was saying, a lot of y'all don't know what my means. Like that's my bitch, and I feel like the definition for me of that's my bitch is like somebody that you really can depend on, somebody that you're always willing and wanting to talk to about anything. Like me and Nato could talk about anything. We have talked
Mm-hmm.
about so much that y'all don't even know about, but I'm like, I feel like I can depend on him so much, and there is not much judgment when I'm like talking to him about things that I feel like I would be insecure about, or somebody else will be like, I can't believe you acting like that or thinking that way. But he never judges me, and that's not my bitch. That's why he's my bitch. Like, I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
you need to be comfortable around somebody to call them your bitch. And I don't think a lot of people are comfortable around their friends. And like we've grown in friendship so strong and fast. Like it happens
Yeah.
so fast, and the comfortability that we had with each other was just amazing. So I'm like, yeah, that's my bitch because I was able to be myself right out the gate. So that's what my bitch is for me. And yeah, that's my bitch for real, for real. That's why we decided to do this whole podcast thing because we talk so much on the phone and we like, shit, we might as well pop our shit on our podcast so other people can hear us.
Right. Y'all can hear the shenanigans. But yeah, definitely, that's not bitch because I think number one with just all relationships, you have to be able to trust the person you have this relationship with. And I feel like I've never with Vari and Rapunzel, I never felt like they've ever tried to steer me wrong. I've always felt like they've had good intentions, the best intentions, and always try to be there for me when I needed them. And that's so important. Like I see so many people sometimes have friends that they can't depend on. I'm like, why are you friends with them? Why is that your business? You can't even depend on them. You already know it's a mess. And I know sometimes we have friends and they be on some mess. But if you can't at least depend on them or trust them to not be stealing your business, that is not your bitch. And we too grown for this.
You're right, you're right.
So,
I think another thing that makes you my bitch, well, the reason I can say that's my bitch is because, like, even when I mess up on things or I forget certain things, I don't feel like you're holding me to the fire. Like, I feel
mm,
like, you like, I'm gonna give you grace because I value our friendship so much to the point of like, I'm not gonna sabotage it because whatever this little thing is, we can get over it. You know what I'm saying? It's not
yeah,
anything too major because we're not like really crossing each other, disrespecting each other. So that's the reason I really love you as well. Like that's my bitch because like when we go through shit, it's like something like a blip in time.
minor.
It's real fine, and we don't really argue that much. I'm like, that's my bitch.
No.
Like we never argue. It's always a good time, and I just that makes you even more my bitch because I'm like, I don't know many people that would deal with my shenanigans sometimes, and you really deal with them, and I'm like, you know what? Thank you so much.
Course. But also with that, it's like the communication that goes hand in hand because like how we can always talk to each other about everything. If we did have like some sort of thing we ain't feeling, we have the open phone, open communication to be able to be like, I'm feeling that. I remember there was this one time actually, guys. Um, Vari Vari was out at the club and he was out with this person I was somewhat like involved with, and he told me about it, and he said we was kind of dancing or whatever, and I was like, that's cool, whatever. I ain't really feeling that, and I feel like Vari understood that.
Touche, touche,
Yeah,
touche. I mean, you gotta listen to your friends when they tell you some shit because you're not my bitch if I have to tell you something 3 times. Like if I gotta tell you something 3 times and you know it's bothersome and you know I'm gonna be agitated about it, maybe you're not my bitch. Like maybe we need to reassess the values of like, are you my bitch or are you just an associate? Because a lot of
yeah.
people be associates. They don't be, your friend like that.
Hmm.
Uh, and the good thing is another thing that I wanted to, well, not another thing I wanted to address, but that also brings me to the thought of like giving your friends flowers. I don't think a lot of people give their friends flowers. Like this week, this week and last week for you, yeah, this week and last week you've been in New York. And you've been
Yes.
out there modeling and you've been out there doing your thing. And your friends, or one friend that I could specifically say, shout out to Eli.
Yes.
Shout out to Eli. But I'm like, he has been a good friend, you know what I'm saying? And he's been there supporting you, giving your flowers while you're here, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
not when you're gone, not when y'all not talking. He's there supporting you through the whole thing. And I just think that junk is so dope. So I mean, like, I'm
Exactly.
giving you flowers right now too. I already told you on the phone. You've been doing it out there. And
Thank
just to see you
you.
model too, I'm like, look at him model. Y'all, we gotta insert the pictures.
It's
Cause
it's
y'all
a
gotta
thing
see him
thing.
modeling. Like y'all gotta see it. Like he was feeling like he looked so fly. I
Thank
wanna see pictures
you.
from the other fashion show.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta send you some, but like, yes, and in one, I was giving very much trade, like giving them like
I'm
I
not
was
giving
on
you
this,
flowers for that. No,
I was on the set of
no,
Grownish.
no, no. Oh my
Like it was
god. Give
really
me the tray.
dope.
You was giving
I
the
was.
tray for real?
You don't think so? I
I
was.
give you that. I give you that. You was giving it. I don't know. You was giving them like schoolboy realness. Like
Yeah, like
like, it was cute.
like I might have been a senior still or something. And the other one, it was more so like a tour outerwear.
Yeah.
Um, That one was very different. I'll just say both experiences were so fun. Honestly, just being in New York, it's been like exhilarating, just nonstop. I love that shit. I just love how even just going to the casting calls, going like a week early before Fashion Week and being out with the other models and just running around the city basically to go to casting to casting. I told you before, it kind of felt like America's Next Top Model. It also felt kind of like just surreal, just doing this shit. It just really, connecting with other people that really are about their shit as well in that space. So it was just really fun. And
You're meant for this. Like what I told you, you're meant for this. Like it's so another thing that's so good is seeing you step outside of your shell. Cause I know you're such an introvert. So just you out there doing stuff and having a good time. And it's not like, I'm not hearing stories of like, man, that was horrible. Or man, like somebody effed up, or man, somebody's attitude was wrong. Your stories have been like, you know what? Some things have been, I don't want to say ghetto, but like, like ghetto fabulous,
ghetto fabulous, very
Ghetto fabulous.
much.
So just like I just love to hear that because there's no negative stuff that's going on with this. It's just all positive vibes. So I'm like, I'm glad that's going great for you. You deserve this so much. Yeah, I know this is something that you've been wanting to do for a long time. So just to see it happening, boom. And then you got
Right.
to walk another show too. I mean, we was talking about that on the phone. Like, I
Yes.
hope I'm getting this other show. And I'm like, damn,
Um,
that's
that
dope.
show, it's just the fact that both shows, like, they've had their own little public, their little, I don't know what the word would be called. They both had their own, their own clouts, I guess.
You know,
Like
they have
their
that
own
moment,
notoriety.
notoriety,
They
something
both
like
had their
that.
moment, their notoriety. Like with the first one, that's with Cheer. It's a streetwear brand based out of New York. Let's see, was featured on Meth Eater, not Meth Eater, Meth
Meth eater.
Eater, and also High Snobiety, like both of
Okay.
those websites. And I'm like, oh. And then like with the one I just did on shit was that Wednesday, that was had coverage. Oh, before I said the other one also had some coverage from BET, and I didn't even realize. I'm like, dang. And then with this second one, it had coverage from Complex, Zeus the Network. Their cameras was out there. I feel
You
like
were getting
VH1's cameras is out there too.
coverage.
I'm like, okay, this is cute.
Was the people though? Me and the
Like I was,
people like Zeus and them, because we watch shows dealing with them. We watch B. Do you watch BET shows?
we watched Miss Pat.
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, but like, how were the people?
The people were really cool. Everybody was, they're definitely New York fabulous, but they
Okay.
was cool. Like they just, everybody's just about their shit. We like that.
I'm just proud of you. I really am proud of you. Like, you're not somebody that has taken extremely long to start doing what they want to do or even getting on the path of what they want to do after college. So many people graduate and they'll be scrambling, like, what am I going to do? What's next for me? Like, did it do the groundwork for what's going to happen after college? And you've done groundwork, you know what I'm saying? I'm so happy and I'm so proud of that because I'm like, look at you. You're doing the things that you want to do with your life and you're not letting anybody else stop you. So
Right. Well, thank you. No, I appreciate that, and it's just great. Also, just having other, friends that are also about their shit, like you. What you do, and just seeing your progress from when we first met, like that's inspiring. And you should always have friends that inspire you to want to be better, want more for yourself, and the list goes on. Like that should come with it. And I believe in birds of a feather flock together. So
thanks.
successful hoes, right? With successful hoes. Like,
Thanks. Thank you. Rapunzel, give me your flowers too, wherever you at right now. I really love you so much. Like, again, people don't understand. You need to give people their flowers while they're alive because
mhm,
when somebody is dead and gone, and I don't like to say it like that, but I mean, that's just the only way really to say it. Like, when you're dead and you're gone, like you will never be able to tell that person that anymore. So I'm so
right.
glad that we can actually be in each other's presence to be like, you know what, look, you doing it, you killing it. Because I would, I don't like to say hate, but I would hate to die and not have been told those things, and now people are telling me those things because that happens all the time. Soon as somebody
Yes.
die, people want to like run and play your music. They want to go run and look at your movies. They want to reminisce about the old times y'all had together, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think there needs to be some form of like, you know what, I'm checking on you while you alive. I'm letting you know while you here. I care about you and I love you and I see you. Instead of like, oh,
Mm,
I see you in death. I'm looking at your obituary or looking at you in a coffin or something like that. Like it just is good to give people their recognition and props while they're alive. So then they can
mhm.
know how you really felt about them and not wonder. Well, you can't wonder when you're dead, but I mean,
You can wonder a little bit. That's
you
so
think
alive.
so? You think so? Okay. Do you believe in reincarnation as well?
Yes, in a way of I do believe with certain souls, they're not settled, so they are reincarnated into something else until they are finally settled.
Okay.
And sometimes it can be they're reincarnated into a dog, or sometimes their soul's just stuck in a room, or it's stuck in a house, or it's just stuck in certain spaces because it didn't die settled.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, y'all, for the sidebar, but I really wanted to know because you know what? Like, if I wasn't fulfilled And I knew my purpose in life was to be fulfilled by like making other people in my life like happy and stuff like that. I'm like, would I be reincarnated as something else? But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor It's like I don't even want to think about coming back as a dog or a butterfly or like an ant. Like just
Do right.
imagine dying. You're gonna die. Sometimes you'll die so quickly again.
Do right. That was your punishment.
Can you imagine that though? I'm sorry, I gotta go there a little bit longer. Like, can you imagine that coming back as an ant and then being stepped on like in the matter of like a month of being alive?
I'm just like, why y'all try me like this? Why I gotta be an ant? Like,
Well, I gotta be an ant.
I was just a whole human, had a whole life, and now I'm just a damn ant.
The
Thanks.
life expectancy of an ant should be
2 seconds.
two. What the heck? Okay, I don't know
Where did
what.
it come from?
Yeah, I don't know what
Oh.
happened. Yeah, I was gonna say what happened. I was like, what happened? Technical difficulties, people. Technical difficulties, but we're back. What was the other thing on the list?
I mean, we covered everything
Oh, we
basically.
did. Yay! Um.
Unless you want to add the notes.
Well, no. I just wanted to end off. No, well, did you want to end off on anything? Because I really just wanted to end off on, like I said, I just give people their flowers. You know, tomorrow is not promised. My grandmother always said the leaning tree is not always the first to fall. If you don't know what that means, that literally means that you do not have to be 97 to be dying. You can die when you're 15. You can die when you're 97 or 100. So literally appreciate people in your life while they're here and while you can, because I know you would just hate to die and not say the things that you wanted to say, but that's all I wanted to say.
Mm. I would say support your friends and have friends that support you. And if they don't support you, they're not your friends. And
Period.
that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Purr.
Yeah, this is
Y'all, that's a
another
wrap.
beautiful, short, and slight, and lean, and tight episode for y'all.
Now, whoa. I was like, lean.
Squishy, squishy episode for y'all.
Y'all, we love y'all so much. We'll catch y'all on episode 10. That will literally be a milestone next episode. Next episode gonna be juicy too, so please stay tuned. Stay tuned
Yeah.
for the next episode. All right, y'all. Bye.